This is where we say good morning to you, Grenada, Carriacou, PD, Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean, the rest of the world. Welcome to Good Morning Grenada for today. It's Wednesday, the 14th day of May. 2025 is the year. Of course, Gordon Joseph is the name. So happy to be with you another day. So happy to be privileged enough to be on the wake up list this morning. On this highway. Hope you're doing fine. Hope you're having a good morning thus far. Hope you had a great night. If you had the luxury of rest, I do hope that you had some good rest. Because I can tell you one thing is for certain. Today is going to be challenging. Nonetheless, it's still a good day to have a good day, yeah? Nice. 26 minutes on to 7 o'clock. That is our time. Good morning, Mildred Smith and all family members there. Shem, Zamora, Judy, the entire family, good morning. Yulin Alexander, good morning. You're not alone, Yulin. Not at all. Monica Meros Williams, good morning. How you do, my dear? Daddy Godwin and Miss Joda, right, okay? Good morning to you guys. And while in Florida, I want to say good morning to Kathy and Kenneth, Zuri and Solange. Veronica Sandy, good morning to you. Yeah. Hope you're having a great day. It's indeed a good day to have a good day. Always remember that. Let not your troubles get you down, right? Yolan Swan, good morning. Rita Williams, how are you doing this morning? If you stumble and fall, my friend, you must rise up. You're not alone. You're not alone. Sometimes it feels that way. But in the final analysis, when you know that you know that you know, you can lean on the never failing hand. Judy Benoit, good morning to you and yours. How are you doing, my friend? The word of the day today, that word is enthralled. Enthralled, yeah, that's the word for today. Enthralled. E-N-T-H-R-A-L-L-E-D, enthralled. It means captivated or fascinated. Enthralled. Good morning, Laureen Salim out there in Hermitage. How are you doing, you and the entire household? Hope you all are doing fine. Here's how we can use the word enthralled in a sentence. The audience was enthralled by the magician's performance. Yeah, he was amazing. Yeah, really amazing. Yep. You're not alone. So it's time to dance. And there's nothing better than getting the family in that dancing mode. Yeah. 23 minutes on to 7 o'clock. It's Wednesday. Holy Spirit, take my soul. We've got a busy morning this morning. Yeah. Of course, we've got Money Wise this morning with a riser. Mr. Lazarus will be with us. Then we've got a brief stint with Dr. Kellon Bob. And we also have got the insurance people from Dominica Corpif. Yeah, it's going to be busy. But nonetheless, we'll get through this, right? Good morning, all the wonderful folks on the sister isles of Carriacou, Petit Martinique, the Southern Grenadines. Reverend Samuel Caesar, if I'm not mistaken, you might just be around. Spirit, take me to a higher place and fill me with your captivating grace. So, Lauren, you're good, right? Just like how is Joan and the rest of the family? Hope everybody is fine. Yep. Rita is listening all the way in Snell Hall. Sylvina Childs, good morning. Destined to win overcomer. Good morning. She says have a productive, wonderful, productive day today. Happy birthday to you, Nola Bartholomew. Happy birthday. Where's the party at? ensure I get my slice of birthday cake, right? Lovely, lovely. Happy birthday to you.
God is, my God is, my God is, my God is, my God is.
So Joan is visiting. She's going to spend the day at the... Oh, no. Today's common entrance, actually. I was saying she was going to go back to her school, the Hermitage Government School, and spend the day, but no. Today's common entrance. Jelly and McIntyre, good morning to you. Catherine Phillip. Erlene, all the way in the U.S., good morning. And Erlene is saying good morning to the wonderful folks of Coles Gap. Debbie, good morning. How are you doing? To all the children writing the CPEA today, yeah, and tomorrow, well, my good friend is wishing you all the best. Let me get this here correct. Special wishes to the St. Andrew's Methodist and my little darling Braden. Yeah, I know you don't like your name being called, so you know what? Good morning to you. Brian, good morning. Oh, Brian. Yeah, good morning, good morning. Have a good day, have a good day. It's a good day to have a good day. Debbie, what's up, my puppy? Hope you're doing fine. We're ready for them, right? Nice, nice, nice.
Let the heavens honor praise his name. Hallelujah. And let the heathen bow their head.
Reverend Samuel Caesar. The motivational tip of the day. Nadisha segment is up next.
Let us sing this song of praise non-stop. Hey, hey, hey. Let the birds and beasts them sing.
Eggies, good morning to you and Chief and Cruz. Yeah, the entire Phillip family. Limit your comparison. Focus on your own progress, not others. Your journey is unique. And this one is so timely. The world has gotten so competitive that everybody is competing with each other, you know? Oh, he buys an X-Trail, I'm going to buy myself a Ford Ranger. And as a good friend of mine was saying yesterday, too many times we find people living above their means, trying to compete. You know what I'm saying, Mr. Millet? Good morning. That's not a good thing. It's not. I've learned that with time and experience and maturity. The only person I compete with is myself. I try to be a better person than I was yesterday. I'm taking baby steps. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So once again, all those of you doing the common entrance today with CPEA, all the best going out. Put your best foot forward. Do not panic. You were taught all that you need to know. Panic, anxiety. Take deep breaths. Do the easy ones first, and then come back and tackle the more difficult ones. That's the strategy, all right? To all the teachers who are preparing the students, well, I hope they rep you well today. What's buzzing this morning? Buzzing, 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 buzzing. All right, Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell launches Financial Awareness Month in the parish of St. David, and that is aimed to empower constituents with essential money management skills. Great initiative. In the region, the Guyanese president warns that criminals can overrun the Caribbean if there is no collaboration. Internationally, Trump signed a series of new agreements with Saudi Arabia. And in sports, Grenada's Afi Fletcher, part of the West Indies squad for the England tour. And Tatum injured as Knicks Wolves go up 3-1. Of course, we've got the details of these and more coming up in the AM edition of News, Sports and the Weather, which comes up right after these messages. Don't you go anywhere. Stay and stay with us.
Mobility, a common theme woven into the very fabric of human history. From ancient wanderers to modern explorers, our instinct to move, to seek something greater, and to grow has always driven us forward. Imagine a journey into pathways of boundless opportunities and endless possibilities. A collective future where the vibrant rhythms of the Caribbean, rich culture, and welcoming community create unforgettable experiences. Beyond citizenship by investment, we believe in our collective investment of time, resources, and energy that fosters innovation, creates jobs, and enriches lives, driving the growth of an entire nation. The Investment Migration Agency Grenada boasts over a decade of exceptional service and remains committed to guiding you toward global mobility and economic freedom through investment. Your journey becomes our shared story of progress and prosperity. This is an invitation to be part of something greater, something enduring. Begin your journey at imagrenada.gd. IMA Grenada. Unlock the possibilities.
Get ready, Grenada. The Maggie King of the Grill is back and bigger than ever. On Saturday, June 7th, Monroe's playing field transforms into the ultimate battleground for grill masters. Think you got what it takes? Then fire up those grills and show your skills. Registration closes Friday, April the 11th. So don't miss your chance to compete for that sizzling prize and bragging rights. It's food, fun, and flavor, all powered by Maggie. To register, call 407-8458. Maggie King of the Grill, where flavor rules. See you there.
Attention all divers, snorkelers, and underwater enthusiasts. Effective May 15th, 2025, all visitors to the renowned Mullinaire Underwater Sculpture Park will be required to pay a small fee of US $3.50 or EC $10 per person. These fees are essential to support the ongoing maintenance and repairs of the sculptures, as well as the development of new features to ensure the park remains a world-class attraction. Payment can be made through the Grenada Tourism Authority's online payment portal, available on the Pure Grenada website, www.puregrenada.com. We thank you for your support in enhancing this extraordinary underwater product. This announcement is brought to you by the Grenada Tourism Authority and the Ministry of Tourism, dedicated to protecting and conserving Grenada resources for the enjoyment of all.
Coming up, crop overs already in the air, along with all the hype. They conquered the Caribbean, now they're ready for the world. Solid financial support joins the battle versus severe medical conditions. There's absolutely everything you need and then some at this resort. It's all next on this station.
This is the GBN Morning News for today, Wednesday, May 14th, 2025. Coming up in the news, locally, Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell launches Financial Awareness Month in St. David to empower constituents with essential money management skills. In the region, the Guyanese president warns that criminals can overrun the Caribbean if there is no collaboration. Internationally, Trump signed a series of new agreements with Saudi Arabia. And in sports, Grenada's Afi Fletcher, part of West Indies squad for England tour. And in the NBA, Tatum injured as Knicks and Wolves go up 3-1. The details to these and more after these messages.
Heritage Theatre presents Breaking Out, the Grenada Love Story, featuring Robert White and Lisa Grappi, written and directed by Chris DeRiggs.
But I still love you, Richie.
You love me and you're harming me.
4 big performances, Saturday 24th and Sunday 25th May at the Grenada Trade Center, Saturday 31st May and Sunday 1st June at Deluxe Cinema in Grenville. Showtime 7 p.m. sharp.
He's the love of my life, Auntie. You have to marry a man for other things besides love, child.
Get your tickets at Mitchell's Pharmacy in Grandance, Gittins Health and Wellness, Wall Street, Gabriel's Pharmacy, Pedmata, St. David Pharmacy, St. Andrew Pharmacy, Art and Soul Boutique at Spiceland Mall, 3B's Shoe Store, and GoToFed.com. Breaking out. Come out and enjoy Grenadian theater at its best.
This ad complements Classic Lighting Caribbean.
Shop with confidence at Quartz. Get the lowest prices guaranteed. Get appliances, furniture, electronics, and so much more. If you find a lower price on any other products elsewhere, we'll match the price. Plus, we'll give you back 110% of the difference. Shop with confidence only at Quartz. Bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
Got something to share?
Call us at 440-1252.
WhatsApp 405-3052 or 407-8458.
Or email gbnnews@gbn.gd.
GBN News, first, accurate, voted #1.
Good morning. With the details, I am Gordon Joseph. The Honorable Deacon Mitchell, Prime Minister and Member of Parliament for St. David, is launching the inaugural Financial Awareness Month for the constituents of St. David this May. The initiative aims to equip residents with the knowledge and practical tools needed to improve financial well-being, manage money wisely, reduce debt, and make sound decisions for a better quality of life. As part of the program, 3 roving financial clinics will be held every Thursday during the month at various community centers from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. The schedule is as follows. Thursday, 15th May at the Corinth Community Center, Thursday, 22nd May, the Old Wester Hall Community Center, and Thursday, 29th May at the Vincent's Community Center. Each event will feature interactive workshops, one-on-one sessions, and consultations for small businesses designed to break down barriers to financial literacy and open doors to funding and growth opportunities. Prime Minister Mitchell says financial literacy is a key driver of economic stability and personal empowerment. Our goal is to ensure everyone in St. David has access to the tools needed for a secure financial future. The Ministry of Health will host a major press briefing today, Wednesday, May 14th at 9 a.m. at the Parliament Building Conference Room. Leading the session will be Minister for Health, the Honorable Philip Telesford, joined by other government ministers and officials. The main focus is on Project Polaris, the government's bold and transformative initiative to build a state-of-the-art, smart and research-driven hospital that promises to redefine healthcare delivery in Grenada. The briefing will provide key updates on the vision, current progress, and the next steps in delivering world-class medical infrastructure to the nation. Stay tuned and be sure to catch the event live for the latest on this groundbreaking development in Grenada's health sector. The Grenada Tourism Authority has wrapped up a powerful 2-day workshop aimed at boosting the global potential of Grenadian entrepreneurs, vendors, and small business owners. The event, which drew over 50 participants, was led by Shelley Worrell, a well-known Caribbean creative entrepreneur and founder of the platform I Am Caribbean. Worrell brought global insight and practical strategies to the sessions, helping attendees sharpen their skills and prepare for international markets. The one focused on export readiness, teaching participants how to refine their business models, tell stronger brand stories, and build sustainable ventures rooted in Grenadian culture. They too took place at the Grand Anne's Craft and Spice Market, where cultural storyteller Corinne Clement helped vendors tap into the power of authentic Caribbean storytelling to enhance customer experience and emotional connection. The workshop also included a fireside chat with students from TAM-CC, signaling a strong investment in the future of Grenadian tourism. Petra Roach, CEO of the Grenada Tourism Authority, said the initiative is part of a wider plan to empower communities and ensure the benefits of tourism reach every corner of the country. By combining tourism with entrepreneurship, the GTA hopes to position Grenada as a global hub for culture, commerce, and creativity, all while strengthening the local economy. That concludes the first segment of news, the local segment, the regional and international developments, along with the sports and the weather. They're straight ahead. Turning our attention to the region, the Guyanese president warns that criminals can overrun the Caribbean if there is no collaboration. We've got this and more in the OCM News report.
The Guyanese president warns that criminals can overrun the Caribbean region if there is no cooperation and coordination among regional law enforcement agencies. President Dr. Irfan Ali was speaking at the opening of the 39th meeting and conference of the Association of Caribbean Commissioners of Police yesterday. He said the region continues to face challenges in fighting its homicide rates.
I must say clearly and honestly, if we fail to deepen our cooperation as a region, if we remain siloed in our responses, then we will be overrun, not by the criminals within our borders, by those who know no borders at all. Let us not pretend otherwise. The region is not immune to the currents of globalization. The same openness that allows our people to travel, to trade, and to communicate across borders is a very openness that criminal network exploits.
In addition, President Ali yesterday said the region continues to face the problems of an overburdened justice system. He said there are policies which need investment, reform, and restructuring. The president said the crime problem in the region must be arrested as it has the potential to bring democracy to its knees. The president said the problem of crime cannot be addressed within national borders alone. The lawyer representing Trinidad and Tobago's Police Commissioner Erla Harewood Christopher says she has advised her client to appeal a court ruling which said her suspension by the Police Service Commission was lawful, reasonable, and proportionate. In dismissing the legal challenge to suspend her, Justice Christopher Siuchand yesterday found that the PSC acted within its authority when it suspended Mrs. Harewood Christopher on January 31st this year. Senior counsel Pamela Elder yesterday advised her client, Mrs. Harewood Christopher, to challenge the court's decision.
In effect, the ruling was that the suspension was lawful and there was no right to be heard prior to the suspension, and that the commission did not breach any rules of natural justice. I have listened carefully to the ruling, but from what was said, I have advised my client that she should appeal that decision. And she has taken my advice. So that is the next step with respect to that application. There would be an appeal.
In January this year, Mrs. Harewood Christopher was detained by police amid an investigation into the procurement of 2 sniper rifles said to have been brought in for the Strategic Services Agency. Mrs. Harewood Christopher, whose tenure.
And looking further afield, the Trump administration has signed a series of new agreements with Saudi Arabia, strengthening military cooperation and deepening economic ties between the two countries. President Donald Trump and Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman met in Riyadh on Tuesday, where Trump praised Middle Eastern leadership during a speech at an investment forum. He also hinted that Saudi Arabia could soon join the Abraham Accords, which aim to normalize relations between Israel and Arab nations. In a major announcement, Trump said he plans to lift sanctions on Syria once the Assad regime falls, saying the move will give Syria a chance at greatness. He's expected to meet informally with Syria's President Ahmed al-Shara today. The White House revealed a $600 billion investment pledge from Saudi Arabia into the U.S., including a $142 billion defense partnership. In related news, the U.S. has also approved a $1.4 billion weapons sale to the United Arab Emirates, where Trump is set to visit next as part of his first major international trip of his second term. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky is set to travel to Turkey this Thursday for possible peace talks with Russia, but only if President Vladimir Putin agrees to attend. Zelensky says he will not hold discussions with any Russian officials besides Putin, insisting that a ceasefire must come directly from the Russian leader. The talks come amid pressure from European allies and the United States as efforts intensifies to bring an end to the war. President Trump, currently on a Middle East tour, has voiced support for the talks and confirmed that key members of his administration will be in Istanbul for the meeting. It remains unclear whether Trump himself will attend, as he continues stops in Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, and Qatar. The Kremlin has not confirmed if Putin will show up, though the meeting was initially proposed by the Russian leader. Diplomatic sources say expectations are low, but the world will be watching closely on Thursday to see if the two leaders meet face to face. President Donald Trump has slashed tariffs on small parcels from China and Hong Kong just hours after the U.S. and China announced a 90-day pause on some trade levies. The tariff on packages valued up to $800 has been reduced from 120% to 54%. A flat fee of $100 per parcel remains in place, while a planned $200 fee scheduled for June 1st has been cancelled. The decision impacts popular Chinese e-commerce giants like Shein and Temu, which often ship low-value goods directly to the American consumers under a duty-free rule recently shut down by the administration. The White House says the move is part of a wider trade reset, with both countries agreeing to ease tariffs, the U.S. dropping some rates from 145 to 30%, and China reducing retaliatory duties to 10%. Markets rallied on the news, but President Trump cautioned that some tariffs are only suspended and could return if talks don't make progress in 3 months. Still, he says he doesn't expect rates to hit previous highs. The president hinted at a possible conversation with China's Xi Jinping by the end of the week. That's the regional and international news. Stay with us. The sporting highlights are straight ahead, followed by the weather. Good morning, sporting fans. Grenada's Afi Fletcher is named in the West Indies squad for the England tour. Cricket West Indies has named a 15-member squad for the upcoming White Ball Tour of England, which is scheduled from May 21st to June 8th. And Grenada's own Afi Fletcher is proudly part of the lineup. Led by Captain Haley Matthews, the squad features a blend of seasoned players and emerging talent ready to represent the region across 3 T20 internationals and 3 ODIs. 2 new additions, Relina Grimond and Jazara Claxton, replaced Rashada Williams and Chanel Henry from the team that participated in the ICC Women's World Cup qualifiers in Pakistan. CWI's Director of Cricket, Miles Bascom, expressed confidence in the team's potential to make a strong statement on the international stage. In the NBA playoffs, the defending champions are hanging by a thread, and their top star may be out. The New York Knicks pushed the Boston Celtics to the edge of elimination with a 121-113 win in Game 4 of the Eastern Conference semifinal. But the game took a turn late in the fourth quarter when Celtics forward Jason Tatum went down with a right leg injury. Tatum had to be carried off the court and was later seen in a wheelchair. Tatum had scored 42 points before the injury, but it was Knicks guard Jalen Brunson who stole the show, dropping 39 points and 12 assists to give New York a 3-1 series lead. The Knicks can close out the series in Boston on Wednesday. Karl Anthony Towns, Mikal Bridges, and OG Anunoby all had strong showings to help the Knicks erase a 14-point deficit. The Celtics, meanwhile, will be sweating on Tatum's condition as they try to stay alive. In the West, the Minnesota Timberwolves also inched closer to the conference finals with a 117-110 win over the Golden State Warriors. Anthony Edwards lit up the third quarter, scoring 16 of his 13 points to power a dominant 39-17 run. Minnesota now leads the series 3-1. Julius Randle added 31 points for the Timberwolves, while Jalen McDaniels chipped in with 10 points and 13 boards. The Warriors, still without Steph Curry due to a hamstring injury, struggled to keep up. Jonathan Kuminga led Golden State with 23 points off the bench, but it wasn't enough. Minnesota can seal the series at home in Game 5, also set for Wednesday night. That's the sports, folks. Stay with us. We've got the weather forecast right ahead.
Whether you're refreshing a bedroom or giving your home a bold new look, the Color Shop has the perfect paint and tools to make it happen, inside and out. With quality finishes for every surface and accessories to match, we make painting easy from start to finish. Whether it's a DIY weekend or a contractor starting a brand new project, the Color Shop is the trusted choice.
Folks, for the latest weather forecast, we join forecaster Fimba Frank, actually, at the Met Office of the MBIA. Good morning, Fimba.
No, you got it wrong again.
It's Jerry T, man. Jerry T.
Hi, good morning to you and good morning to all listeners of the network. Let's take a look at the weather for today, Wednesday, 14th May. Well, conditions down here at Point Staines and most parts of Grenada are generally fair and hazy. Our winds are east-southeasterly at 11 miles an hour. Barometric pressure is now 10-13 millibars. Now, that is just below normal, but it's rising. Current temperature is already 28.1 degrees Celsius. Relative humidity is a pretty moist 82%. Yesterday was a pretty warm day. Maximum temperature reached 31.2 degrees Celsius. Last night's minimum 26.4 Celsius. Down here at Point Staines, we had only a trace of rainfall over the last 24 hours, bringing a total, which means the month's total remained at 36.3 millimeters. Let's turn our attention now to the public forecast, and this is valid for the day and the night for Grenada, Carriacou, and the Petite Martinique. We can expect conditions to be fairly partly cloudy and hazy with a few light to moderate showers. Winds easterly to east-southeasterly at 12 to 22 miles an hour. Seas moderate, waves 5 to 7 feet in open water and in easterly swells. for this small craft advisory remains in effect. Tides are currently falling, so low tide would be till 10:44 this morning. High tide will be this afternoon at 4:46. Today we can expect the temperature to get up to around 30.5 degrees Celsius. We'll have sunset today at 6:24. Sunrise tomorrow will be 5:42. So just repeat the public forecast. Remember, it's valid for today and tonight for Grenada, Carriacou, and the PT Martinique. Conditions are expected to be fair to partly cloudy and hazy with a few light to moderate showers. The seas moderate waves 5 to 7 feet in open waters and in easterly swells, and small craft advisory remains in effect. So from the Met Office, Jerry Tamer.
Thank you very much, Jerry Tamer. Have yourself a wonderful day now.
All right, thank you, Tim.
Folks, the weather forecast came to you with the kind compliments of Rennick and Thompson Company Limited.
Shop with confidence at Quartz. Get the lowest prices guaranteed. Get appliances, furniture, electronics, and so much more. If you find a lower price on any other products elsewhere, we'll match the price. Plus, we'll give you back 110% of the difference. Shop with confidence only at Quartz. Bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
Ten minutes after 7 o'clock. To end the news, a recap of the headlines. Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell launches Financial Awareness Month in St. David, aimed at empowering constituents with essential money management skills. In the region, Guyanese president warns that criminals can overrun the Caribbean if there is no collaboration. Internationally, Trump signed a series of new agreements with Saudi Arabia. And in sports, Grenada's Afi Fletcher, part of the West Indies squad for the England tour. And Tatum injured as Knicks and Wolves go up 3-1. The details... That has been the morning edition of news for today, Wednesday, the 14th day of May, 2025. On behalf of the entire news department, I'm Gordon Joseph, thanking you for listening and viewing, wishing you a productive day, and extending the invitation to you to stick and stay with the network, because we are with you anywhere and everywhere.
'How many times do I have to tell you I'm committed to us?
She made me feel some measure of warmth, maybe even passion. If I decide to do this, I'll be doing it for you, no one else.
Labukan presents Rivals, playing at Labukan Creative Center, GCNA Complex, all weekends in May, Saturdays 8 p.m., Sundays 6 p.m., and Deluxe Cinema Grenville, Saturday, June 7, 8 p.m. Tickets from Grenadian Optical, Labukan, St. Andrew's Pharmacy, and Go to Fet at $75. Sponsors Bryden and Miners Limited, Knights Auto, Sandals, GBN, Republic Bank, Trios Auto, Co-op Bank, and Huggins. It's Rivals by Francis Urias Peters. Don't you miss it.
You better come back, boy. You better come back.
Grenada is indeed beautiful and worth exploring. We firmly believe that you should be allowed to do so. Why not explore Grenada with James Services Corp Off-Road Tours? Whether you decide to explore Grenada with your family, spouse, or large group of friends, we are ready to welcome you. Our tours are guaranteed to leave you with wonderful memories of Grenada if you are visiting, and excitement if you live here. Book a tour with us now by visiting our website www.jamessvcs.com. Call 1473-442-3769 or email info@jamessvcs.com. James Services Corp Off-Road Tours.
I am Dennis James Williams, owner and director of James Services Corp. Looking forward to welcoming you to the beautiful island of Union to explore with James Services Corp Off-Road Tours. See you soon.
Explore our beautiful island of Grenada from an angle that is unique and off-road, but equally fun. We are 100% family-friendly tours.
Looking to shop online from your favorite stores like Amazon and Shein? With GPC Global, it's never been easier. Get your very own US address and shop from around the world. With GPC Global, you can order the latest trends and must-have items, all delivered straight to Grenada to your closest post office for your pickup. We offer the cheapest rates and our service is reliable and quick. No more waiting for weeks for your packages. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Join the Grenada Postal family today and start shopping smarter. Visit us online at www.grenadapostal.com or call us on 437-POST. That's 437-7678. GPC Global, your gateway to the world.
GBN presents the 2025 Maggie King of the Grill, Saturday, June 7th, Monrouge Plainfield from 11 a.m. Our partners, Maggie, the secret of great flavor, Grenada Distillers Limited, makers of Clark's Court, Grenada's #1 rum, Grenada Paper Products, makers of Cherish, Spring Soft, Harbour Bay and Super Value Toilet Paper, and Royal, Quick and Easy and Horizon Paper Towels, Budget Foods Inc., Classic Lighting, and Blue Bubbles PA Rental and Event Supplies. It's the 2025 Maggie King of the Grill.
Do you have multiple loan payments? Is your debt weighing you down? Ariza has the solution. Simplify your loan with Ariza's Simplify Loan promotion. Now you can combine all your payments into one easy, manageable loan. Enjoy lower interest rates, flexible repayment terms, and more cash in hand for what truly matters. Less stress, more freedom. Live comfortably while reaching your financial goals. Ariza helps you simplify your life because you deserve financial freedom. Apply now. Visit any Ariza branch or WhatsApp us at 423-4987.
Welcome to MoneyWise, your guide to wise financial decisions, made possible by Ariza Credit Union. Welcome to MoneyWise, your guide to wise financial decisions, made possible by Ariza Credit Union. Welcome to MoneyWise, your guide to wise financial decisions, made possible by Ariza Credit Union.
Welcome, viewers and listeners, to the conversation this morning, of course, on Wednesdays. Well, not just Wednesdays, but every day is a Riser Day here, us here at GBN, but they visit us on Mondays and Wednesdays. On Wednesdays, we've got Money Wise, and this morning, I've got with me in the studio Miss Aurelian Lazarus, the big lady in the marketing department. Good morning, Miss Lazarus. How are you?
Good morning, Innocent.
How are you doing this
to
morning?
everyone in GBN land? I am wonderful, thank you. It's a great day at Ariza, and we're sharing that great day with you.
Well, I usually say it's a good day to have a good day, but one of my good friends sent me a message and said you can enhance that quotation by saying it's a good day to have a good day in a great way.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
I like that we're using a Ariza language.
Of course. Good morning, Pastor Newton. Hope you're doing fine. All right. Well, as I announced to my audience this morning, is going to be a hectic, busy morning.
Wow.
All right. So, not racing you, because we've got to get done what we've got to get done. And the season is right upon us, and I think it's very prudent that we continue our conversation on our financial disaster plan.
That's right.
Right, because every day in the news now we're hearing about the Atlantic hurricane season is fast approaching, and NADMA is going to start sending out the bulletins and so forth collaboratively with the Met Office and CDEMA and all those agencies. That's physical.
Yes.
But we need to have a financial emergency plan.
That's right.
All right. So I'm going to ask a few pointed questions. Now, why do our finances need a checklist? And even more specifically, why do we need one for disasters?
Well, thank you again. In a sense, as you say, it's a continuation.
Yes.
We have to, keep reinforcing how important it is that people are ready for the disaster season. We hope it doesn't come, but if it comes, we don't want you to be hurting too much at the end of it.
Well, it will come. It will come, but preparation saves lives.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. So we're starting, and finances do too. So,
yes.
So we're. It's a great question, and our finances need a checklist because during and after disasters, hurricanes or floods, people face lost income, unexpected costs and damages to homes and vehicles. So having your finances in order helps you to respond as quickly as possible, and therefore you recover faster. So when you have a plan in place, you're able to respond, in a nutshell, way faster than you would have if you didn't, and therefore you recover faster, and no one wants to stay down for long.
And added to that too, the fact that you have a plan in place, it reduces on your anxiety and your stress level. You're hoping that a disaster doesn't come. Right. But the fact that you know if the disaster comes, you've got a backup plan in place. It sort of creates an easement.
Yes. I mean, even when you do a budget, for example, you always have that little 5%, the miscellaneous or the contingency, right? So look at your financial plan as that in case, as we said last week. It's like you don't necessarily put on your seatbelt because you're planning for an accident, but if it happens, just in case. Yeah.
Right. So is this checklist prioritizing financial survival as opposed to the physical safety?
Again, we're not downplaying the importance of physical safety by no means. In fact, we encourage you to have, your canned stuff and your goods and what have you put away and prepared. But the purpose for this particular checklist, the conversation we're having this morning, yes, absolutely, it is prioritizing financial readiness. Okay. So that's where we are going to drill down today.
Okay. All right. So now let's get to some more details. Tell us what this disaster financial preparedness checklist actually includes.
Do you have a pen and paper?
No, but I'm good with mental notes.
Very good. Because we should probably give everybody else 30 seconds to grab a pen and paper or do a recording. But, we've essentially narrowed it down to about 7 key areas. We mentioned your emergency savings. Start where you are. So that's number 1, by the way, your emergency savings. What's on your checklist? Your emergency savings. Start where you are. We say about at least $500 to $1,000. If you have more, great. And if you don't have that yet, it's not too late to start right now. Start, giving up a soda, giving up a coffee, giving up lunch one day of the week if you buy lunch, and, start scurrying it away. Then you have key document protection. That's number 2. So your IDs, your insurance, your property deeds, passports, all that kind of stuff. Store away, put away, wrap it up, put it in the Ziploc bags or the plastic bags. We would also recommend that you digitize, so do electronic copies of your documents. And we know that if things go down, you may not have digital access, but also if things get wet or they get, swept away, then you have an electronic backup somewhere.
Even if the power is gone, when the power comes back, it's
still there. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Okay. Then your number 3 would be your insurance coverage. Make sure you're covered for things like flooding or your roof damage, and that your policies are current. So by all means, go in and make sure that you're up to date with these things. Ensure that you have access to funds, whether it's hard cash or that you have something in in a transaction savings like we do at Ariza. So again, when things are back up and running, you have those funds that you can access quickly. Your credit union services. Make sure, and I'm specifying credit union services. I know everyone might not be an Ariza member. It's not too late. You can join the family
and
right
we're always
now.
Welcoming.
That's right. But really, your financial institution, make sure you know what services they offer, what help they will offer in the event of a disaster. All right, so that you are prepared to take care of yourself, or you're prepared to make use of that. Things like emergency loans or rescheduling them would be important. Also, your communication plan. This is number 6. Share your plan. We talked last week about, the rapport that you might have with your neighbor. So let someone know where you'll be or what your plan is in case you're displaced or, you're unreachable. Someone can't reach you. Your neighbor mustn't wake up and kind of think, I haven't seen them for 2 days or we've gone over and they're not there. Let them know you're going to a shelter, or you're going to a family or something like that, and how you may or may not be reached or how long you'd be gone for. And then, of course, your recovery plan. So, what you're going to do first. If a disaster hits, what gets priority in your recovery process? That could be something like your bills, what you pay first, and of course, how you spend. Because in times of a disaster, you might need to be a little more frugal. So we're going to run through these again. Your emergency savings, your key document protection, insurance coverage, access to funds, credit union, financial institution services, communication plan, speak to your neighbor or somebody close, and your recovery plan. Those are your 7 essential areas for your checklist.
Great. Listeners, viewers, I hope you're taking note, right? These programs are intended to edify you and have you more prepared. All right, so take notes, all right? And don't be afraid to call. Right, you can always call 440-1759 and get some additional information. Now, from experience, what are the most common things people forget to prepare?
There are actually 2 big ones, and those are not backing up important documents, right, and not reviewing insurance policies. And we're going to do a lot more on insurance in programs to come, but really, after a storm, people might realize storm, disaster, emergency, they might need to prove ownership, for example, and then realize they have no access to the papers because they were damaged. Wow. So which is why it hits your checklist as making sure that you digitize and store them properly. And then, of course, not reviewing your policies and making sure that you're covered and up to date. So do not wait. Don't let the emergency hit, the disaster hit. We're saying to you, go now, check now, and make sure that you have your documents stored and that you have your policies up to date.
All right. Now, from Ariza's perspective, how can someone get started by putting this checklist together?
Talk to us.
Yes,
that's always the easy one, right? Talk to us. But really, I would say it's important. You don't know programs like these. We're very serious about, the community and members helping members. So we consider it a duty, it's our obligation to ensure our members are well looked after, taken care of, have the information that they need, that their quality of life is secure. So programs like this give us an opportunity to do just that. But we welcome a phone call, as you've just encouraged. We encourage them to come in any of our branches, Bruce Street, Grenville, Carriacou, Grand Anse, drop in and have a chat with us. We can, schedule a preparedness session with you. And then, of course, we say to you, take small, consistent actions. Nothing has to happen all at once.
And I'm happy that you say that, right? Because a lot of folks, even myself, sometimes you find it's saving $100 a month, that ain't making no sense. You always look to do big bulk, big bubbles, and that's not how it starts with baby steps.
So baby steps. And I tell you, you get so excited, because especially if you can put it away and forget it, or pretend to forget it. But I like to challenge myself, for example, to put it away and not touch it. So it's something that I then don't have access to for a little while. Not for an emergency fund. You want to make sure your emergency fund. But then you go back a month later, or 2 months later, or 6 months later, and you think, oh, wow. And then the excitement really hits, because then you're thinking, look what I just did in that short space of time.
I could do more.
And that's when you begin to challenge yourself, and it becomes fun.
Financial discipline creeps in.
Yes.
Because you're saying, okay, well, maybe I could, cut off on some ice cream here or there, or, cut off on the movies. Well, there's not so much movies nowadays. Everybody has their Netflix at home.
Yes.
But some of the, the not necessaries.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when you see how quickly that fund grows, that pot of money grows, because you didn't think all along, remember, it was just being spent, it was nowhere there. But when you begin to count those pennies and you see how nicely they add up, it really is a wonderful incentive to keep going.
That is the motivator. Now, having said all that, can a riser, provide or help with all this?
Yes, we can. It's why we're here. We don't just talk it, we walk the talk. And so we're not just here for savings and loans, right? We're here for your security and your peace of mind. So absolutely come in and find out what tools we have, what support we offer, and what we have designed for you to help you weather any storm. Not just the storms for this upcoming hurricane season, but any storm arises your financial partner.
I am so happy. Let me check, because every week after a representative leaves, I get this question from someone on a WhatsApp. That person is not there, but that person kept asking that question repeatedly every week. What can someone who has a lump sum of money on a savings account in a riser, what investment opportunities would you advise her, because it's a lady, to get into?
I would like to suggest that we book a session. We actually have an investment manager. This is Miss Natasha Marquez Sylvester.
Miss Marquez. That's my dupes.
Yes, we know.
That's
one of the people you spend special love to every day.
That's my dupes. Yeah.
Right? Yes. So we would suggest that she makes an appointment with Mrs. Sylvester, and she'd be perfectly positioned to guide her through that. But we do have those options available.
I'm surprised she's not on this morning, because ever so often, sometimes I overlook the WhatsApp messages when we're conversing, because the conversation is so, into, and she always asks that question. So I hope you are listening this morning and you've gotten that answer. So make a call, 440-1759, ask for Miss Sylvester Marquez, set up an appointment, and she will advise you accordingly. All right. Any parting words that you want to send out to my viewers and listeners?
By all means, there's always parting words, but I want to stress again how important it is to get your financial checklist ready. And do not wait, so take your steps now, and believe us when we tell you your financial future is worth protecting, right? We are here to help you achieve financial freedom and to protect your financial future.
But as an individual, you have to be part of that process.
Absolutely.
Right? I wouldn't do it alone.
We're giving you ownership of it. We're there to support you every step of the way, though.
Miss Lazarus, thank you very much as always.
It's always a pleasure.
Your session is always very informative, and I know for a fact it is making a mark with our audience. And again, to members of the audience, I just want to urge you to make that call, pick up that phone, call 440-1759. You're in the city, just drop on by and solicit some information, and you would realize that it could be life transforming.
That's what we're about.
Yeah. Folks, that's it for Money Wise this week, and we take a quick commercial break. Remember, I said it's very busy this morning, so we'll be back momentarily. Don't you go anywhere.
Today's edition of Money Wise was made possible by Ariza Credit Union.
Are you looking to further your education but need financial support? Ariza Credit Union is here to help. With our educational loan, you can pursue your dreams. Whether you're working and studying, taking professional online courses, or engaging in full-time education, we've got you covered. Our flexible repayment options and competitive interest rates provide the right support for you on this journey. Visit Ariza Credit Union. Apply today. Take control today and own your own education.
Need to check your bill balance? Use the Grenlec mobile app. Open the Grenlec mobile app and tap the icon labeled Balances at the bottom of the screen. View your bill details, including your current bill balance, the due date by which you must settle your bill, the amount and date of the last payment you made. It's quick, easy, and available 24/7. Convenience at your fingertips.
No, girl, that was yesterday. I can't believe Holly said that. She didn't.
Mom, can you help me, please? I'm having some trouble understanding.
No, you serious?
Mom, can you help me, please?
So you all sit down and say that? Okay then, bye. Here. Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's ensure that you are well prepared for this exam.
Parents, you have a crucial role to play in helping to prepare your children for the CPEA exams. Help them or seek additional help so that they can revise the concepts they learn at school and give them a better chance to be successful and move on to the next phase of their lives. A message from the National Parenting Program, Ministry of Social and Community Development, Housing and Gender Affairs.
Attention all divers, snorkelers and underwater enthusiasts. Effective May 15th, 2025, all visitors to the renowned Mullinaire Underwater Sculpture Park will be required to pay a small fee of US $3.50 or EC $10 per person. These fees are essential to support the ongoing maintenance and repairs of the sculptures, as well as the development of new features to ensure the park remains a world-class attraction. Payment can be made through the Grenada Tourism Authority's online payment portal, available on the Pure Grenada website, www.puregrenada.com. We thank you for your support in enhancing this extraordinary underwater product. This announcement is brought to you by the Grenada Tourism Authority and the Ministry of Tourism, dedicated to protecting and conserving Grenada's resources for the enjoyment of all.
Served Grenada for decades. We are the #1 and largest electrical supplier.
Hi, welcome to Sunny Electrical. How may I help?
We offer electrical wiring accessories, tools, and appliances for all residential, commercial, and industrial applications, which is what we are known for. And we expanded our products with new innovative ways to modernize your home. New homeowners will be captivated in our lighting showrooms.
Some more pendant lights here. These are very multifunctional because they can work for kitchens, living rooms, bedrooms.
We have a wide selection of lighting, ranging from indoor to outdoor and solar. We are also available for site visit services to assist you with selecting the perfect light for your forever home. We are located at Dusty Highway in Grenada and St. George. Sudden Electrical. Best value, expert advice, quality products. We hope to see you soon.
Need to install or repair your plumbing? We've got you covered. Whether you're setting up a new washing machine, replacing a leaking faucet, or fixing that pesky dripping pipe, the Plumbing Supply Store is your go-to place in Grenada. We offer a wide range of plumbing products to make both new installations and maintenance a breeze. Our shelves are stocked with top quality products, including pressure and waste fittings. And if you've been struggling with blocked drains, have you heard of Melt? This powerful drain unblocker liquid is a game changer, designed to prevent and clear blockages, making it ideal for hairdressers dealing with clogged wash sinks. We also carry a wide selection of repair kits and replacement parts to bring new life to old plumbing fixtures. Visit us today on the Woodlands Main Road or call 444-1377 for expert advice, top-notch products, and a warm welcome. At the Supply Store, we do everything plumbing.
If you're 50 years and over or turning 50 in 2024, our 50-plus car insurance is perfect for you. It's loaded with free benefits like loss of use, special perils, and windscreen cover up to $2,500. Getting to 50 is filled with ups and downs. Let's celebrate these moments together and look forward to 50 more. Call Beacon Insurance at 440-4447 or log on to beacongrenada.com to get a free quote today. Special conditions apply.
My name is Pianki Toussaint. I am a proud representative of the Maggie brand and by extension Bryden and Miners. And I'm here to tell you that we are very excited to be once again the title sponsor of the GBN Maggie King of the Grill. This is an event that we have partnered with for well over a decade. It's a family fun environment. It's a great way to taste the culinary exploits of some of Grenada's finest chefs. And I'm telling you, if you're not there, you're missing out on something grand, right? This is something that our brand, Maggie, a household name, your culinary partner, is very, very happy to be a part of. And you'll get to see some exciting, not just see, but also taste some delicious and exciting things from us on that day as well. So we are looking forward to having you at the GBN Maggie King of the Grill. See you there.
Get ready, Grenada. The Maggie King of the Grill is back and bigger than ever. On Saturday, June 7th, Monroe's playing field transforms into the ultimate battleground for grill masters. Think you got what it takes? Then fire up those grills and show your skills. Registration closes Friday, April the 11th. So don't miss your chance to compete for that sizzling prize and bragging rights. It's food, fun, and flavor, all powered by Maggie. To register, call 407-8458. Maggie King of the Grill, where flavor rules. See you there.
Welcome back, viewers and listeners, to the conversation. As I'm delivering on that promise this morning, it's busy, and of course, I'm joined by a wonderful entity, Corp F. I hope I pronounced it well, right? Corp F Insurance, and you've been hearing about it quite a lot. As a matter of fact, prior to coming on the set, I was saying in a couple of weeks back when Josephine Walters from Ariza was with us. She was talking about the security, the automatic security on your loans and so forth. These are the people that provide it. Good morning, lady and gentlemen, all the way from Dominica. And I will not endeavor to pronounce the names, so please introduce yourself.
Okay, good morning to your listeners and good morning to the folks on the Spice Isle. It's always good to be there. We consider Grenada our second home. My name is David Fritz and I'm the General Manager of COPEF Insurance Company Limited.
Okay.
And I am Hyacinth Durand Ducre. I'm the Business Development Officer at COPEF Insurance.
COPEF Insurance. Right, and insurance, when around this time of the year, when we hear insurance, we feel good because we know what season that is approaching. All right, but give us a backdrop of COPEF Insurance. What is it all about? What it does?
Okay, COPEF Insurance was created 10 years ago by the cooperative credit unions of Dominica and Grenada. We were at the time faced with common challenges, so we decided, let's come together. Why not create our own insurance company? We understand our challenges and therefore work towards resolving the issues that we were encountering at the time. And our scope really is the OECS, but currently we're operating in Dominica and Grenada. Mm-hmm. So currently we provide life savings, loan protection, family bereavement insurance, and also the product that we will be talking a little bit more about this morning is a flexible hurricane protection. Right?
Yeah, that is what I think this is very timely. It's appropriate because of the season that's approaching. Mm-hmm. But strange enough, nowadays it's not about season anymore. With climate change, anything happens anytime.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. You know, one of the things that happens in the region, predominantly we looked at hurricanes. So we know from June to November we prepare, but in recent times we've been getting quite a number of tremors. Mm-hmm. Earthquakes are showing up, and where earthquakes are, there's a likelihood, God forbid, but there's a likelihood of tsunamis and so forth. Mm-hmm. So as my friend from Ariza was talking just a while ago, it creates that measure of comfort that if a hurricane strikes or a disaster strikes, you have insurance, so if you're safe after the eventuality, then there's a little resolve that, okay, my insurance is going to take care of that.
Yes.
And that's what COPEF is all about. So tell us about that hurricane relief.
Okay. So this morning we wanted to focus on the flexible hurricane protection product. This product is a parametric insurance product, and parametric insurance provides an avenue to bounce back quickly after a storm, and we love that word, bouncing back quickly. Okay, so that's how parametric insurance works. One such product is the flexible hurricane protection product. This facility provides the opportunity for policyholders to receive a quick payout within 15 days from the storm being, the impact of the storm and the storm being verified. You can receive a payout. Now, I know that you remember Hurricane Beryl very well.
Yeah,
it is fresh in your mind.
1st of July.
Fresh in your mind.
Yeah.
Now, what happened during Hurricane Beryl? You had this disaster in Carriacou and I think the north of
northwestern coast.
Right, of Grenada. We had policyholders in Grenada who took policies, the flexible hurricane protection policy. Within that 15-day window, they all received a payout.
Okay.
And our company paid out over $3 million, Eastern Caribbean dollars, to policyholders in Grenada. You need not sustain any damages in order to get that payout. I'm telling you, we bring good news this morning.
That's revolutionary.
We bring good news this morning.
That's revolutionary.
So this payout is predicated on an event occurring. Now, what is the event? The event is a tropical storm, a Category 1 up to Category 5. It has to hit within a 25-kilometer radius, that's tropical storm to Category 3, of the shoreline of Grenada, and 100 kilometers off the shoreline for category 4 and 5. Now, giving visuals, 25 kilometers would incorporate Carriacou.
Yeah.
And 100 kilometers would incorporate Grenadines.
Yeah, that's
so if the center of the storm hits, this triggers your policy and you get paid immediately.
Even if you
within that time.
Sustain no damages.
Even if you sustain no damages.
Wow.
Now hear this. No assessors are being engaged in you taking a policy. We're custom with assessors, right?
Yes.
No adjusters are engaged to adjust any type of damage because we're not assessing an asset. And no claims to file. Because during the onboarding process, you would have informed us as to what your banking information is, just in case there's an impact. You have already outlined to us where you would like that money to be deposited.
Okay.
So once that storm hits and your policy has been triggered, you automatically receive a message via email. Everything is digitized. Your policy is delivered digitally. You receive a message indicating that your payment will be delivered in so-and-so days.
Ariza's account.
Ariza account, Nexa account, whichever account you would have provided to us. As simple as that.
So let me ask this: is this crazy offer? Because that's crazy.
That's how parametric works.
Yeah,
parametric insurance. That's how it works to help you bounce back very quickly.
Because I mean, what left me in awe is the fact that you do not need to get damaged.
Correct.
Precisely. But is that available only to homeowners or?
It's available to the general public. It is not available to a specific sector. Farmers, vendors, businessmen, fisher folks. Yes. Radio personalities, the local gentleman on the side of the road.
Farmer association, small business people.
Yes. As long as you can pay the premium, you can get covered.
Now, I knew there was a catch. Tell me. Let me see how crazy this gets. Is your premium very exorbitant?
Not at all.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, a distinguished feature of parametric insurance is that it's affordable, right? And the whole process has to be very simple. So it's within the reach of everybody, and there are different plans. You have a tropical storm plan, which provides comprehensive coverage from tropical storm up to category 5 hurricane. You have cheaper plans all the way down to category 5 hurricane plan, which is the cheapest, right?
Well, one would have thought that the category 5 would have been the highest premium.
No, it's the probability of the event happening. So in any season, we would expect in a hurricane season to be impacted
by a tropical
storm, right? But a catastrophic event may not visit us every year, right? So that's the rationale. For this.
A high probability there, yeah.
But with climate change, there's increased frequency and severity of those events. So the message to nationals: don't leave this to chance. Get insured. The parametric insurance, it's a fantastic product. You have seen it work for you on the ground. We give full assurance that it is fully backed, 100% supported by reinsurance, right? So 100% of that risk is reinsured before the commencement of the hurricane season. That insurance capacity is provided to the full extent of policy sold. Hence the reason why we can deliver on this payment within the 15 days window of that verification, right? That's how secure it is. And it is designed to enable nationals to bounce back quickly after disastrous event. And we went through that experience. Really came as a result of Hurricane Maria in Dominica. We went through the grinds. We saw farmers, we saw people who engage in the tourism industry. We saw people.
Fisher folks.
Yeah, fisher folks. It took us, farmers, for instance, between 6 months to a year to recover. Those who were engaged in the hospitality industry, it took them about a year to get back on their feet. So we engage ourselves and say, what is it that we can do to ensure that won't be our fate should an event of this magnitude visit us? So, here came, parametric insurance, and it was tailored, to ensure that the farmers and small business people can recover quickly after those who were in the hospitality industry, for example, the vendors and those small business people, they entered into small arrangement with their financial institution and were providing moratoriums on their loans because they were involuntarily unemployed for 6 months plus.
Yeah.
Right? So
what I would like, is to make this as simple as possible by giving a sort of example.
Yes.
We're not calling a name, but okay, let's say John Doe. That's a name that always is used.
Yes.
John Doe has
we can do that.
A property, and he wants to access that insurance. His property is valued at $500,000. What does his premium look like? Is the premium based on the value of his asset or what he can afford?
It is, like we said, it's not an asset-based insurance. It's an event-based insurance. The event is the tropical storm hitting, or the category 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hitting that 25-kilometer trigger that I spoke of previously. It's an event. So if the event occurs, you get paid. It is not an asset. We are not insuring your house or your car or your piece of land or whatever asset or the studio or whatever it is that you may have.
But this could be used. This could be used as a savings.
Yes. So, for instance, once you receive that payout, you can utilize the funds however you want.
So how is the premium determined?
The premium is determined on a rate that we received from our reinsurers. That rate, once it is communicated, we set out the schedule, the rate for the various policy options. So you have 6 options that you can choose from. The most comprehensive would be the tropical storm. It covers from tropical storm all the way up to category 5. Now, if you are thinking of comprehensive coverage, which is what we recommend, just in case a tropical storm hits, you're covered for all perils during that period of coverage, which begins June 1 to May 31st the following year. That is your period of coverage. You need to pay your premium by May 31st in order for you to...
Is it one premium?
One premium for the entire year. So if you were taking a $10,000 coverage for this period, you would have paid $1,054 or something like that. Premium, a one-time premium. Is it 10,000 or 20,000 premium?
Yeah.
So that one premium covers you for the entire period. It is not, but we need to receive that premium by May 31st, by the end of day, May 31st, in order for you to receive that coverage from June 1. Now, once you receive those funds, no one asks you any questions. You receive the funds directly to your either a riser or whichever credit union or financial institution account you'd have communicated to us. You use those funds to bounce back quickly. You put up a few sheets of galvanized, you get your store back in order, you do whatever it is that you need to do to get yourself back on your feet within a reasonable time.
What if within that period, June 1st to May 31st next year, we have
multiple
tropical storms?
Yeah, I can speak to that. Yeah, so your policy provides you with the option of receiving multiple payouts. So if your first if the first event was a tropical storm, you will receive 10% of the total coverage that you have. If it's a Category 3 hurricane, you will receive 35%. The beauty about this product is you always know beforehand what your payout is going to be.
Correct.
Right? Nobody is going to take you for a ride. You know. If there's a Category 5 hurricane, you get 100%. But you will never get more than the maximum coverage that you have chosen, right, for the period, during the coverage period.
Okay.
Now, you made mention earlier of the premium, how premium is determined. Your premium is determined by first two factors, the maximum coverage that you've chosen and also the plan that you have chosen, right? My colleague mentioned there are 6 policy options, so that will determine at the end of the day your premium. Now, for property owners, it's what we encourage people. We say that parametric insurance is not a replacement for your traditional insurance, but you can use it as a buffer. It complements your other insurance or your indemnity insurance product. So in case of property holders, if there's a catastrophic event, there's what we call in insurance an excess or a deductible. That is your payment. That's yours to meet. That's your cost. So it may range from 2 to 4% depending on the type of insurance that you have. We say you can use parametric insurance as a buffer while you wait perhaps 3 to 6 months for your property insurance to deliver to you. Within 15 days, you can use if it's that 2 or 4%, if it's equivalent to $20,000 or $50,000, depending on your value of your property, and say, okay, that is my cost, and I'm backing this up with parametric insurance, so I don't have to dip into my savings or my pocket, because not many of us have deep pockets, and you can use that to get on your feet very quickly, so you can replace your roof in the interim to create the level of comfort, for your family. You won't be exposed to the weather. In the event that you've lost your roof, you have that parametric insurance, which will help you at least replace your roof while you wait all your property insurance to deliver to you in a few weeks or months.
Okay.
Right?
All right. So I know my audience are very excited about this now. Where can the connection be made?
2 opportunities. One, you can log on directly to copfinsurance.com, our website, and there are instructions on the website where you can navigate and purchase your policy directly. You can visit the Credit Union League on Belmont Road, and they will assist you in navigating as well. You pay your premium at the Grenada Credit Union League, or you could currently you can pay via Nexa Credit Union and through River Sally Credit Union as well for this season. So the opportunities are you can purchase a policy from the comfort of your home. You could just navigate to the website and purchase from for your convenience.
Okay. So in Grenada, your main contact point is the
Grenada
Cooperative League.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Good morning, Mr. Lyden Lewis and your team. All right. Okay. Well, this is rather interesting. there are some more conversations that we would have to have.
Yes.
Definitely. But there's a narrow window because it must be done to take advantage of this era. It must be done by the 31st of May.
31st of May. But what is most important this morning is that the product has proven to be very productive. Like last year, we were able to pay out this the payout to policyholders last year, and I can tell you that it changed the lives of many of the policyholders who did not sustain damages. Some of them did not sustain any damages, but they received a payout.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This could be used as a savings, an impromptu savings, Just take a policy, and because we know we would at least get a tropical storm.
So if someone had taken a $20,000 policy last year with Hurricane Beryl hitting at a category 4, they would have received 50% of that $20,000. So for sustaining no damages, they got a check of $10,000.
That's
so many.
Can you imagine?
Many people use it as a financial derivative.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Hence the reason why I say that there are more conversations to be had.
Yes.
In the interest of time, though, we have to end here. Anything in particular you'd like to leave with us?
Yes, we will be at the Grenada League this morning.
Grenada Cooperative League?
Yes, between 10 to 2. Yes. So those who are interested and would require our assistance, you can find us right there.
Okay.
This evening at 5 p.m., we'll have an outreach.
In St. David's.
In St. David's, at Corinth.
That's my home.
Yes.
Corinth Community Center?
Corinth Community Center. That's where we'll be from 5 p.m. So we invite the community in St. David, the parish of St. David, to join us in the Corinth Community Center from 5. We will be making sure that we can assist you with your policy documents.
Very interesting. When you get to Corinth this afternoon, there's a gentleman that will be selling some fruits and vegetables. Make sure you support it.
Of course.
Right?
Of course. Of course. We'll leave some brochures with you that you could share with your guests and with the people in your circle.
Okay. I really appreciate that conversation this morning. And I look forward to future engagements.
Indeed.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Yes, God bless.
Okay.
Folks, we'll take a quick break. No, hold on, don't get yet. Okay, you're so busy to get to the link. Okay, we've got to take that break. When I come back, we have another guest. As I said earlier, we will be foregoing the BBC this morning. Stick and stay. We'll be back after this. Don't you go anywhere.
GBN presents the 2025 Maggie King of the Grill, Saturday, June 7th, Mon Rouge Plainfield from 11 a.m. Our partners, Maggie, the secret of great flavor, Grenada Distillers Limited, makers of Clark's Court, Grenada's #1 rum, Grenada Paper Products, makers of Cherish, Spring Soft, Harbour Bay and Super Value Toilet Paper, and Royal, Quick and Easy and Horizon Paper Towels, Budget Foods Inc., Classic Lighting, and Blue Bubbles PA Rental and Event Supplies. It's the 2025 Maggie King of the Grill, where flavor rules.
Welcome back, viewers and listeners. The conversation continues, and I've still got Dr. Kellen Bob on the outside, so you see how busy it is this morning. But it's a good thing, because I am very certain that all the information that was disseminated thus far are meaningful, and you are writing down and you are taking numbers and so forth. I'm joined now by a group, the Financial Complex Limited. The names, good morning. I'll start with the lady. Good morning. Tell us your name.
Good morning. My name is Celeste Blair.
All right, Celeste Blair. And Mr.
Ralph Thomas, Facility Manager.
All right. Okay, a Financial Complex Limited. As you can see, Mr. Thomas has a very bright blue jersey with FCL marked on it. Tell us about FCL.
Well, FCL as a company was formed in 1991, and it was generated from the historic fire that was held took place in 1990. The burning of
Financial Complex.
The burning of the Ministry of Finance in 1990 on April 29th, to be specific.
I remember a good friend of mine. He's now late. Eggies. He had this saying, "Whoa, the treasury burning."
Exactly.
I remember that.
Yeah. So it's a rising out that the company was formed, and basically that building, we built the building. The Ministry of Finance was located in the GCNA building at the time, so we had sufficient time, as Gordon Buffett said, build from the ashes, which I was part of from since then to now. And in so doing that, when we finished the building, the Ministry of Finance returned back in. That is in 1995.
Okay.
The building was commissioned back to and operated in 1995.
So, but that is where it came up to the Botanical Gardens? Is that where it came?
No, that's the Ministerial Complex.
Okay, all right, yeah.
The Ministerial Complex, Financial Complex on
Finance. Yes, good, yes, that's correct.
So when we commissioned that in 1995, and during the course of 1995 until, well, at present, we still do, basically some maintenance there, but as you know, the building itself is in a state of, repairs and whatever the case may be, so I think that in itself speaks to what we're trying to achieve. In terms of the Financial Complex Limited, we have transition.
Yeah.
We have transitioned from minor maintenance, which we was given a major task to do in terms of all government buildings throughout the country. And in so doing, that was from 2013 until, recently, which we have now transitioned to Facility Consultant Limited.
Hold on. So you keep the initials FCL?
Yes. We keep the initial FCL.
Facilities Consultant
Limited.
From Financial Complex.
Yeah. The reason being, we into facilities, and there need to be a change and a new vision in terms of how we proceed and how we do maintenance. Facility maintenance. The reason why we are here also too is that we are celebrating International Facility Management Day.
Today?
Today.
Yes. Okay.
Which is the 14th, today is the 14th.
Yes.
And it's celebrated on the second Wednesday in May.
Of May every year?
Every year.
It's an international celebrated day.
Right.
Okay.
And we are part of the association, International Facility Management Association, which we are part of. It's a global organization which shares data, information, new innovation, new education, new processes, and so forth. There is a culmination of what I call coming together of all these minds together.
Yeah, brilliant minds.
Yeah, we share information, they give ideas, and we come up with a lot of solutions in terms of managing building. Now, we have a new trust moving forward. Facility Consultant Limited right now, we are geared towards what I call facility management. And when you look at facility management and maintenance, to be specific, in Grenada, we do have, the culture is not to really do serious maintenance in those buildings.
You have a cleaner that comes and clean in the afternoon. And
but
so
facility management takes into consideration what I call the organizational, or what I would say, function, which integrates people, place, and process. Now, why I say so though, people, place, and process in the built environment in which you have to operate in. Now, people, regards to the people who work in the building, in terms of the condition they work in, we have seen the deteriorating conditions of most buildings in the past. Our new trust right now is to involve, incorporate, and to put into effect a new perspective, a new order in terms of how we see maintenance and how we do maintenance throughout the entire
Having said that, right, I'm glad that you raised that, because that is a serious cause for concern. Let's look, for example, the current ministerial complex. We get a lot of complaints of, dilapidated, facilities and so forth. Are you in any way involved with any maintenance work with the ministerial complex?
No, not at the moment. The ministerial complex, most of our we deal with financial complex. We do some maintenance work in the ministerial complex in the past, minor maintenance like plumbing, electrical, and so forth. But in the built environment that you are in, facility management or the management and the maintenance of those buildings, you have to be focus-driven. And it ought to have been a concept. The concept of facility management and maintenance isn't really, marinated in our culture at the moment. So what we are looking for, the problems we have in most of those buildings, some of the buildings were designed for a particular purpose. They were designed for a particular outlay. But from time to time, you have all kind of addition, all kind of,
adjustment
that was made to facilitate and to accommodate different offices and so forth. Now that affects what you call the entire system within the building. It may affect the AC, it may affect lighting, because if you go to set up a room for an officer that have to come in a built-up central system AC, you go right up to the ceiling, you block off a section of the AC flow and sort of thing. It affects the entire operation of the central AC system, right? And the constant, what I call, management of those aspects, we need to have control. Supervision, control, and in terms of control, we have to have ownership. Now, in those buildings, we need to have maintenance managers. Each building, as far as I'm concerned, if we have to really seriously deal with the ongoing problems that we have right now, in terms of saving and ensuring that the environment that workers work at the moment is secure, we have to have building maintenance supervisors in each building, and there should be a coordinated effort and having control over what they call all aspects. Facility management comprises all aspects of the building, whether it's the security, whether it's the cleaners, whether it's the janitor, whether it's whoever, the people inside, what have you. And in terms of having a control, that person ought to have control. And that person have to have dominance, what they call overseeing and understanding, and at the same time reporting and being accountable to whatever happens within.
FCL, in my little knowledge, has made some inroads with Carriacou and so forth as well?
Seriously, and this is why we have Celis here now, who is our representative in Carriacou.
So she's from
Carriacou.
All right, Carriacou.
Yes, please. Good morning, guys. So with Carriacou, we have a very good working relationship with the Ministry of Carriacou. The office at the moment, it is not functional due to the passage of Beryl. So we have been doing operations here in Grenada, still collaborating with the ministry. We have been heavily involved with maintaining most of the government buildings. So where the government would do their operations. So far, after Beryl, we've been involved in retrofitting or restoring a lot of the buildings so that they can be back up and functional. And one of the major projects that we undertook after the passage of Beryl was the installation of almost 20-something ACs, and that was at the Carriacou Administrative Building. We did some at the Multipurpose Center. We even did some at the ministry that's located in Bossiju. Currently, we're also doing some retrofitting work there in the ministry at Bossiju. But the aim, what we're trying to do now is more focus on preventative maintenance instead of reactive maintenance. Although, we cannot prevent a reactive call because those buildings are being used every day. A light might be blown, the toilet might not be functional. But our aim is to be more involved in preventative maintenance. We would have a competent team that would go to those buildings, do preventatives. We're looking at, let's say, every 3 months, identify issues, take control of them before they can really spawn into something that may cause the building to...
So in essence, you're looking at a progressive maintenance structure.
That's it.
Okay.
And we're trying to pull away from the term minor maintenance because there's nothing ever minor or small about maintenance. There's something that needs to be fixed, you fix it before it turns into something major.
Okay, that's awesome. Let me ask you this. We hear I'm not here to bash anybody, but ever so often, on the grounds, on the streets, you would hear people talking, employees in various ministries, and not just necessarily government ministries or government buildings, but generally. Do you think we have a maintenance problem in Grenada in that even private homes? You build a home and you think it's going to remain forever new. So you don't spend sufficient time and resources in maintaining it, and then later on, whoops, something major happens. Do you think we have a maintenance problem in Grenada?
Yes, it's a pandemic, actually.
Okay.
Now, and that is the reason why we have refocused. Because apart from us going into all the different building ministries and so forth throughout the country, we have observed a lot of the dilapidated buildings. We have observed the wear and tear, the inconsistencies in terms of how we do maintenance. Now, one of our major thrusts is the preventative maintenance. And we are now considering ourselves the home of preventative maintenance because of our experience. We have collected data from a lot of buildings, especially the Ministry of Health, the courthouse, revenue office, all revenue office throughout the country. And we have seen and documented issues that really needs addressing. And as a result, we have refocused. We have trained, we have staff that we have trained. Quietly, we have been doing that for the past 2 years, collecting our database. We have what we call a computerized management system program, which we enter all our data in relation to all those buildings. So as a result, when coming to preventative maintenance, we can assure you that what we are focused and we are driven toward in that direction in terms of our next step in where we go.
Okay. So someone hearing us or seeing us this morning and start thinking, because if you notice the chain of programs, the chain of conversations we were having this morning, they all married nicely. You understand? So people's consciousness and awareness should be at a high point now, and say, but you know what? With this season going on, that's coming on, and going forward, because I am most sensitized now, how can I get this group of people to look at my property? Are you available for private individuals to maintain the premises? Are you available?
Well, you see, right now, what we focus on now is the government. We're not really out there yet. I mean, although the potential is there, because we have competent teams. You see the skill set right now we are in-house, dealing with our skill set and our competency. I think that we have reached a stage right now where we are ready to go in terms of handling. Remember, we are a statutory body, and if I should say yes or no, we have the mandate to do private, we will go out there. Okay. And we have the ability to.
Yeah, but they can still give us a call.
Okay.
Yeah.
Contact information.
They can call the main office at 435-9662 and visit our Facebook page, Facilities Consulting Limited.
Do you have a physical building on office?
Yes, we're located at the Craft Center. That's Port Highway 13.
Okay, on top of the hill.
Right. Yes.
Now that's Spice Mass Corporation as a.
Yes, they do.
Okay.
Now that building was in a state of disrepair, and we are bringing it to a stage right now whereby it's good to live, good to feel, and good to be in. Right, and I think that building is one of our what we call pet project, which we want to showcase.
It's a flagship.
Flagship. Yeah. For what we want to do and we intend to do further.
What we're capable of.
That's awesome. I remember going there to a meeting not so long ago, and I'm seeing the sign now.
Right.
Yes. Okay. Well, like I said, it's very timely. I think your coming and share that sort of information with us is very timely, and I do hope that more sessions like these would be forthcoming, so that at least people can get a little more alert on the importance and significance of maintenance.
Yes.
It is important.
Preventative
maintenance.
As we would like to say, prevention is better than cure.
1 ounce of prevention is better than
cure.
A whole pound of cure, they say. So, okay. So, again, I would like to get your physical addresses. The Craft
Center. Yeah.
Tantin Road.
Yes, Port Highway.
Port Highway. Yes, and that contact number?
435-9662.
And your social media platforms?
Yes, FCL or Facilities Consulting Limited.
Okay. That's awesome.
Our email address fcl@fcl.gd.
Yeah.
Someone is trying to reach to you. Let's entertain just this call. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Yes, is that you on the program?
Yes, go right ahead, please.
Oh, because I'm watching it here now, but I'm not hearing.
You're not hearing the program?
I'm hearing it. I'm not hearing it on the phone.
Okay, but no, you're live on the program. You have a question that you'd like to ask?
Yes, because they're talking about maintenance, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, good. No, I don't know if you knew, but I got work going for a lot of years, and there were maintenance department that they used to do maintenance of all government buildings. Okay. I'm not too sure that is where the problem started, because the maintenance was cut out. So I think that is where the problem started with the maintenance problem, because I was in charge of maintenance, so I know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
That got rid of maintenance completely. So that's why the problem is there now. So I don't know who could really bring it back the maintenance system in government there. Over.
Okay. All right. Thank you. You care to respond?
Well, after they have suspended what I call the public works, as we say, let's say public works, and all other aspects that relates to maintenance, that was scrapped. And I think that is where fundamentally a lot of buildings wasn't really taken care of. Now, you had an issue whereby they sub it out to private contractors after that effect. But I wouldn't want to bash private contractors, but not private contractors. They get the work, but they're not there in terms of what they need to do.
The delivery.
And the quality of work. That in itself is questioned. You put that to question.
Because it takes more than just going and just look at a building and identifying that the door lock needs to change.
It's changing the door lock.
Yes.
Changing the door lock.
Yes.
And what you need to do to prevent it from happening 3 months down the line, the quality of door knob that you would need to install. It's the knowledge about being a facility manager.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We also have the issue of health and safety. Now, that is an issue that is a troublesome one. In most of the buildings in Grenada, whether it's private or health and safety is something that we have to take seriously. Now, we have a building environment. We have fire drills, what I call first aid training and all those sort of things. All of these things is part and parcel of what we are trying to, put in the effect or try to sell to whoever, whichever department or whichever building that we're going into. The entire building in itself, health and safety is something we take seriously at the moment. And in so doing, if there's an emergency, there's very little that a lot of us in Grenada are educated about in terms of handling. I say, in terms of a building itself, where the fire extinguisher, where the fire points are, where the muster points are, where this is at. In Grenada, we try to do a fire drill. I think it's only once we ever do a fire drill on Financial Complex Limited. And I've tried to organize and get that since in Sheridan time. Fire drills in those buildings, and it is not easy to come by.
Hence the reason why I say we have to have a number of follow-up programs, because we've exhausted our time. But even with what you just said, I realize that we even have to revolutionize the way buildings are constructed. Because you look at some buildings and could they really facilitate a quick emergency exit? Right? You see, there's another conversation. So you have to come back. You have to come back. Yeah, because we've exhausted our time. But very good information. I do hope that our viewers and listeners have, gotten something from it. And again, I'd like to you to repeat the contact number, because you will be getting calls.
Yes. So the landline is 435-9662. Facebook page, Facilities Consulting Limited.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Blair.
Yes, please.
And Mr. Thomas. And the media consultant who is not on the set this morning. Folks, we'll take a commercial break. When I come back, I have Dr. Kellon Bob with me. Stay tuned.
Grenada, the time has come. It's the big showdown in the first ever Classic Lighting and the Communal Credit Union Invitational 2025. Come witness the Royal Grenada Police Force and His Majesty's prison officers take on the nation's busmen and women in an epic 4x1 relay. Then it's Flow versus DG Sal. And don't miss out, Nawasa, who will be flooding Grenlec in the ultimate relay. All this and more, May 17th and 18th. At the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. Adults $30, children $15. Season passes are available. It's a showdown like no other. Be there.
Get ready, Grenada. The Maggie King of the Grill is back and bigger than ever. On Saturday, June 7th, Monroe's playing field transforms into the ultimate battleground for grill masters. Think you got what it takes? Then fire up those grills and show your skills. Registration closes Friday, April the 11th, so don't miss your chance to compete for that sizzling prize and bragging rights. It's food, fun, and flavor, all powered by Maggie. To register, call 407-8458. Maggie King of the Grill, where flavor rules. See you there.
Hey GBN family, we've got a brand new home on Facebook and you need to be there. Follow us now on Facebook at Grenada Broadcasting Network -GBN. Stay updated with the latest news, sports, entertainment, and everything Grenada. Don't miss out. Like, follow, and share. Grenada Broadcasting Network. Stay informed, stay ahead. First with the news, fast with the updates.
just like a freestyle. The life blood flowing mile by mile. It's legacy, a beat that don't stop like Bob Marley say. One love on top. BCUH water out of sight, but it's always wrong. Don't lose the light. From factories and wells so deep. Corals, mangroves and fish they weep. Grey water for the garden, keep it green. Save the cash and the earth gets clean. We use the water with a mindful mind. It's out of sight but never far behind. In nature, the answers always flow. Like water running pure, the cycle grows. It renews itself, same drop, same beat. It's all good, man, you got the heat. Water flow, water flow. No clean water, no pipes we grow. Protect our water, protect our future.
Time to go.
Stepping off the plane, it's so easy to breathe again. Life in the big city has finally took its toll. And it's been so long, but I'm finally home and what better place to rest my weary bones than on this beautiful island where there's so much to see. Every corner I turn, there's something there to remind me of my beautiful